Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody? How is everybody? What's going on? What's going on? So we're gonna start with the update. So how's it going there? Ow, what's happening? We got a couple in here now. So go ahead and we'll start with the update first. So we have version 187, Murder, Death, Kill. The minor fixes update. So this first picture is by Grease. Dear Stormworks, this week we're releasing an update focused on quality improvements as a smaller minor update with several fixes addressing minor issues reported by the players. Next picture is by Carnival. That's his new truck, and that's one of his older trucks. See the patch notes below for full details. You'll see the support ticket numbers next to each card, which corresponds to tickets raised by players in the official issue tracker. Please do join us next week for the big announcement and dev live stream. I will see if I can get my ass out of bed, and we will try to watch that live and talk about it. How's it going there, Axel X? Hope you're enjoying the build challenge. We will be showing the next DLC and major update, and we'll be answering your questions. So I knew they were going to show the DLC. I'm not sure if I knew that they were going to also talk about the major update. So that's good to see both of them. It makes sense because, for example, a lot of people are guessing what the DLC will be. And likely, you know, some of the guesses are going to be what the DLC actually is, and some of them are going to be what the major is going to be. So it makes sense for them just to talk about the major as well. So if somebody's let down, let's say they say the next DLC is not fishing, it is X, but the major update is going to be fishing, then people aren't like, wah, 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 I wish it was fishing. They're like, oh, we're getting fishing later. Okay, so makes sense. And they'll be answering questions live. Hopefully that's not a dumpster fire. This next picture is by, who was this by? I'm trying to remember. Ratchet, what is it? It's an L word. I'm trying to remember what it is. Ratchet something. Let me look it up. I don't want to get it wrong here, so. Ratchet Lombax is this next picture here. So we look forward to your feedback in this update. Much love, Stormworks developers. Patch notes. Update default gantries and storage to be filterless and instead delete incorrect fluids. So they used to use that magic filter that magicked everything up, and it would just magically change the what could pass through it, and so now it just deletes it. That's also is locking things up. I think people are having issues with the pumps where if they got certain incorrect fluids in there, it would lock the pumps up. So now it just deletes some train wheel functionality when mixing flipped and rotated wheels. Reset explosion and fire buildup after repairing engine, battery, furnace. Sawyer Island's train issue at bridge entry exits. Emote memory background. English language. Emote memory. Oh, Jesus. Do it again. Emote menu background not filling wide aspect ratios. This is what happens when I try to eat right before. Missing rock face at airstrip base. Clear interactions when opening chat menu. Beret mesh issues. I wonder if it's a raspberry beret. The kind you buy at the second-hand store. Mesh gap at Tajin. Removed extra cone on jet engine blade mesh. I'm not sure what that is, but interesting. So that is the fixes, and I'm really looking forward to next week to hear what the DLC and the major is going to be. That's going to be cool. So let's go ahead and see what Chad is up to here. Again, hello Axel X and Owl. Good, I'm glad you're enjoying the build challenge. We're going to be working on the amphib truck. I did a tiny bit of work on just a little bit of the interior crap, like I got the cooling system working. And so we'll do some interior of that. So we'll start there, see where we get from there. So let's go ahead and load up the test world. But that looks like the plan. Want to put a want to figure out a name for it. Draw something up. But it pretty much needs panels, and decorating's mostly done. But it needs interior work. It's going to have a bed. It's going to have a medical bed probably. It's going to have seating, rescue gear. Probably a fluid port maybe for firefighting. We shall see. Let's go to Draymore. It's the easiest to test amphibs. How's it going there, Bounce? I would, if you have 2,800 hours in, the new player career build series goes into some of the kind of the basic stuff. Some things for career to think about is, one, I always put the creative menu on. The creative menu, I have a tutorial on how to add the custom. It's called both. It's called, in the files, it's called, I think, creative, and then it's called custom when it pops up. And so that menu is a big de-stressor for me because, for example, let's say you get glitched in the build. Let's say the door glitches and it doesn't want to open when you're underwater and you're trying to rescue yourself. It's nice to be able to quickly hit the no clip, get out of there. Often, for example, when I'm doing the career build series, let's say that I forget a fire extinguisher and I just took a boat and it took me an hour to get across the map to go do the rescue, and oh my god, I forgot a fire extinguisher. That would be, rage-inducing, miserable gameplay. Well, what you can do is teleport back, grab a fire extinguisher, teleport back, and you correct that small mistake that, and it makes the game more enjoyable. So I would definitely add that. That's my number one tip. You want to definitely focus on, you don't want to overextend yourself in a career game. And what I mean by that is you're going to start with 20 grand. So don't buy a boat that costs $19,999. Because the issue is this. If you have any problem, they talk about in real life you should have an emergency fund. And the same thing is true in game. You should have an emergency fund. So if you're going to, when you're first starting out, instead of having a $19,999 boat and having $1 left in the bank, get a $15,000 boat so you have $5 grand left. And that way you always have an emergency fund. So let's say your vehicle gets damaged. Let's say you're burning more fuel than you need to. Let's say you go out to a rescue, burn a bunch of fuel, and you actually can't complete the rescue for whatever reason. You need that emergency fund in order to survive. Earlier than later, I would go out and get fuel. That was why it was, I think, like the third episode of the new player career build series. I went out and got fuel for the bench. That way, you have that taken care of and you don't have to worry about it. So those are the types of things I would recommend. Get in there, get some fuel, make sure you're not overextending yourself. Another thing is, as you get later in the career game, talking about overextending yourself, if you're going to, say, trade in fuel, you need to be able to buy that fuel. So you need seed capital to be able to buy the fuel. If you have like 1,000 left and you can only buy 1,000's worth of fuel, it's going to take you forever. And so what you can do instead is you can make sure that you have 10,000. Now you're going to make some real money because, the profit is multiplying off of the seed capital essentially. I do agree, loans would be nice. I've given myself loans in the past. For example, I've given myself like a $100,000 loan, and then I just go in the XML and I edit it. It would be nice if it was automatic, of course, in game, but there's ways around it. And so I will then do like a 15% daily interest on it. So the VIG is quite steep, and there's 15-point VIG on there on a daily basis. So that gives me the incentive to go pay it off, because if I don't get it paid off, it's going to cost me, 15% today. And so it would be nice if it was in the game. But loans are a good idea. So, building large helicopter bounce. Yep, money makes money. So you need the money. So, I see a lot of people, they overextend themselves. They are always on the razor's edge, like how many people live life. Having some spare cash helps you. You never know when, as in life, as in game, disaster is going to strike. Nice having an emergency fund, because that will really make it in-game and in life so that you can bounce back from those problems. Imagine your boat sinks in-game. If you have a little bit of an emergency fund, you're gold. If you don't, you're in trouble. So let's go. I want to put a little bull bar on here. I want to do a different color. Let's try stainless for here. What? Oh yeah, they won't go in front of fluid ports. I'm gonna get rid of this anyway. Do paint. I did some. I'll show you guys my changes here in a second that I did this. But those would be my main tips. One of my main things for a career game is that creative menu. you know, there is the temptation to quote unquote cheat too much, but what you can do is you can really, you can self-limit, of course, with that. And, but it's, it allows you to get around those game glitches that are just absolutely frustrating. You have a game glitch. I don't get frustrated all that much by game glitches anymore because it's like, okay, whatever. I'm fine. I just, if the game steals some of my money, for example, I had to start a new save because of the, they broke Clark Airfield with one of the updates, and they did another update, and, the oil update, and so I needed to start a new save, and so it wasn't a huge deal because all I did was go back, and it took I think, an hour, or it took 5 minutes to get the save up and running, and then maybe an hour total to get everything back to where I was. And so that is, it's not too bad when it's like that. And so it takes a little while, but, to restart your world, but it's not terrible. Let me see. Alright, trying to do two things at once here. Oh, I pressed U as well. Okay. There we go. Right. Yeah, so little things like that, having the creative menu there really helps you to be able to just be like, okay, something bad happened in game. I'm not gonna get pissed off about it. I'm just gonna, do whatever I need to do. It stole my money, or something happened that doesn't make sense. It shouldn't have happened. I will go ahead and just, give myself money that I deserve. So, like I was started saying, then I forgot what my train of thought was. So I had to start that world over again. Well, my old world had a bunch of fuel in all the bases. So one of the episodes of Career Build Series, I turned on infinite fuel because I had a lot of fuel in there, and it wasn't really fair to me that I didn't have the fuel that I, by all right, should have had. So what did I do? I just, went in there and changed it up. Creative menu is good for little things like that. You forget a fire extinguisher, you're not pulling your hair out, you're not miserable, you're not rage quitting the game. At the end of the day, it's supposed to be fun. You're playing by yourself, you're not in a multiplayer environment, so it's like, go ahead and use those things to make your game more enjoyable. It's good for new players to put a little bit of a training wheel on there that they can start out with, a little bit less of a onerous gameplay and move on from there. Is as you kind of get more used to the game mechanics, you can then take off some of the training wheels, and then you can eventually take off all the training wheels. There's a good thing with the no clip is if no clip is off, the missions will spawn close to you. If no clip is on, the missions can spawn anywhere. So for example, at this point, I want missions that spawn far away from me. So for a lot of the time, I leave no clip on, so the missions spawn far away from me. Because that's what I want. I want to have to travel for these missions. I want them to have some weight. Let's see. Alright, now we can do this. So the whole reason I had to do this was the fluid ports don't allow me to put something right in front of it. Put across here. So after I do this really quick, I'll show you guys what I've worked on off screen on this. Didn't do too much, just did a little bit. So there's a bull bar. So I changed up, probably hard to see in the editor. So here I changed some of the shape of the bumper. The bumper was coming in and ending right here in black, and it looked weird. I changed this line. This used to come down here. So now they go around the front there. And so I changed that up a little. I put a little, a bit of bracing on the bumper there to give it a little color. I put in a heatsink here and hooked that up to the cooling system. This is working really well now. I can run at full speed, and this stays perfectly cool. So that is all good works there. Let's see, what else did I do? I set up a controller for this door, so that's running. I'll show you guys that controller. I know some people are interested in that. So let's look at the controller for the door. Controller for the door is really simple. Your components are going to be your your lock seal. That will actually make it sealed. We have the hinge, and then I have a couple panels. So these panels are pretty simple. They're the same. It says door, arrow button, right. It's a push. I have 2, and then this one here is inside, and this one is set to 1. You can't use the same channel, so it's channels 1 and 2. Then we come in here to the door. Okay, ceiling door panel. We take the panel, we read channels 1 and 2, we go through a pulse, we could then go to an OR, we go to an up-down counter. It's going to start at 0. When it goes to 1, 1 is the max value of the hinge, so we can read that directly out. When it hits 2, it hits this threshold, and it resets it back to 0. So it's 0 and 1, essentially, and then 2 just resets it to 0. If it's not 1, the lock goes on. So if I press the button and I say open the door, it's going to go to 1. It's going to trigger the hinge. It's going to unlock the lock. Door is going to swing open. When I press it again, it's going to go back to 0, which is closed. The lock is going to activate. The hinge is going to go to 0, and it's going to close the door and seal it. So we'll also be adding something to this so that, for example, let's do that right now, actually. Because this vehicle goes in the water, let's do this. Go up there. Let's go up. Shrink. And we'll add one more node. So what we'll do here is a number input, and this is going to be interior water sensor. And so to do a water sensor, all you have to do is a fluid meter. And if it reads greater than 0, you have water in there. So pretty simple. And so what this will do is, we'll do an OR over here. So we have the 2 threshold here, and we'll do an OR. All right, so there's 2 conditions here. It's going to be if this is 2, or the water is greater than 0. So if we have water inside it, this will automatically close our door. We can open it again, but every time it detects water in there, it will close itself. And that way, we will not flood and sink. The door will shut itself. And we can also hook this up to a automatic bilge. I don't think I'm going to do automatic bilge on this. I kind of want to do a manual pump. Yeah, so I think I'm going to do a manual pump on this. So if the water is greater than 0, it will then reset it, or if it's 2, it will reset it. And so all we need to do is go in here, and we need to find a place for a meter. Bingo. All right, and so that right there, if that meter reads greater than 0, i.e. there is water inside, make sure you do fluid level, not capacity. Capacity will always be larger. And that should be there. Okay, good. So this door is pretty simple. And so as you can see there, and what we can do here is we can test it by doing a keypad. And we'll read the keypad to here. All right, so let's say we're at C, or we forget to leave our door open. Okay, now there's water going in there. This number is greater than 0. Shuts the door. All right, notice I can't open it once the water is pumped out. I can open it again. So pretty simple there. That's all that little bit of logic does. And kind of a nice way to make sure your vehicles do not end down in Davy Jones' locker. And let me just catch up on chat. Fuel prices isn't changing again, is it? No, they took that out, unfortunately. Surge pricing was broken. So essentially, you would go with even a small quantity of fuel, and, you know, it would instantly turn into no profitability. So, like, you couldn't take any sort of quantity of fuel that was even considered moderate to large, because you would start, like, giving it away at some point. So they took surge pricing out. I would like them to add it in. Conspiracy theory here. You know, some of the stuff they're talking about here with some of these updates and stuff, I'm curious if they're going to do like a rework of some of the stuff, and so it doesn't make sense for them to put a Band-Aid on some of the stuff until they do the rework. So maybe they have a rework in the plan. I don't know. But they took surge pricing out, so you don't have to worry about surge pricing. How's it going there, Citrus? Everything's cool that I do, but Citrus. But no, we just went over the update video, or the update from today, and just pretty much showed what is new in this build. So did a couple things here and there. Just made a grill for it, a bull bar, and showing how the door works. So one concern I have is this. Why is there a battery in here? I don't know why I have a battery in here. Get out of there. So one concern I have is I would like to do a manual pump out on this, but the issue is this. Let's see. As I say, I could do a manual pump out on this. I think what I'll do is I was going to do an automatic pump, and this is the reason why. Let's say the vehicle sinks. I have to swim down, open this hatch, and then sit in here, pump out with oxygen on. That's fine. I think that's actually some fun gameplay. We'll do that. The other option is this. I've been wanting to put this on some of my vehicles, is do a pump out. So what we could do here is, we can put it anywhere, really. Let's see. So like emergency pump out. Let's do this. So what this will be is, let's say that something happens. This vehicle sinks to the bottom of the ocean. All right. So what I need to do is I need to go down there and get it. And I need a way to be able to pump this out. So what we'll do here is, and pump it from the surface. So I'll bring a barge. And the barge will have a pumping system on it. And what we'll do is we'll have this hose anchor here. And it will just simply go up like that. And we will put a fluid port there. And we can tie this right in with the manual pump. Alright, and so what will happen here is, let's say that I were to have this sink all the way to the bottom of Davy Jones' locker. Let's do... This sinks all the way to the bottom of the ocean. What do? I swim down, or I use my barge, I drop down a hose, I plug it into this anchor. Guess what it does? I'll be able to pump out all the water in this. It'll refloat. I think that will be fun and good gameplay. And if it's damaged and it's leaking in because of the damage, I'll be able to do that. So what I also want to do is this here. Let's see where we're at here. So this, that's not what I want to do. Oh my god, do what I want, not what I'm asking you to do. Let's see. So I also want to be able to pump out of this section here, so what we'll do is this. Oh, come on. Well, alright, let's go pipe. And so if, let's say we actually hit something and it starts to leak into the hull, what we can do is now this will also allow me to simultaneously pump out the engine compartment. So we'll do that. Alright, good. So now I can I have access. My pump out system has, my build system has access to the engine bay as well. So now, as you can see, this has access to the engine bay. All the glorious stuff in here. I fixed the cooling for those who just showed up. I now have a second heat. I have a heat sink under there, and that works. Just takes a couple minutes for the what do you call it? The water flow rate to equalize when you start up. So it looks like, you know, it looks like we're not getting good flow rates, but you often want to wait and see if it will equalize, and it does. And so we'll do like, that's the same color blue. Let's do, so that's showing us that's the water pump out. So if I hook a hose to there, I should be able to pump all the water out of this if it gets damaged. So go down, swim down, repair it, hook up a hose, suck out all the water. It will refloat, and then we get our vehicle back in case we lose it. So that's be a little bit of a good emergent gameplay there. I put in custom tanks. That was something else I did. So we have a couple hip tanks here and the associated filler. I think that's good. Let's see. Check the old chat. So this is going to be used for the career build series. This is kind of like a mini home ship for the land and the sea. So, for example, if I get a mission, what I want to do is I want to be able to go out in this, hang out in the world. This is going to have a bed, so I can sleep, wait till I get a mission. This should be able to complete a bunch of the missions in game. And so, let's say we need to do a land rescue, drive this out, go, do the land rescue. Need to do a sea rescue, I can take this out and do a sea rescue. So it's another tool to be able to go do rescues and do missions. So it's pretty versatile as it is. Alright, so let's see, what's this? What are you there, guy? Okay, there. Alright, perfection. Alright, so this is gonna go like so. Alright, there we go. And so this is all plumbed up. So I'm going to put a manual pump out here. So I like these manual parts. I'd love the devs to add more manual parts. That would be really cool. I'm trying to remember which side is which, so it doesn't matter. I'll flip it in a second. But that is out. Okay, perfect. That was the right way. Memory serves me. Let's go up so it's at like... usable height for my character. Let's actually cut that right now. Do 2. Yeah, we'll keep that color for now. Does that look goofy in that color? No, that looks alright. So I'll actually color code these. I usually don't like to do too much color coding like that. It looks a little weird. But that's not a bad color. And so then this is going to be fluid port here. And so I want it high to make sure I'm not fighting the water pressure. Alright, there is that. Oh, come on, man. And so this will allow me to manually pump out as well. So we can pump out all of the areas. So we have a manual bilge pump there. Alright. And so that will allow me to pump out from both in here and underneath. If we have an issue that this completely sinks, I have a pump out here. I can do it via power. And so that's a little bit of fun to do it by hand. It actually pumps up pretty fast by hand. Alright, so that is good. Just reading some chat. Yeah, like, I would love some more manual parts. Pole starter would be awesome. Things like that. You know, I would love, for example, more manual doors that you actually turn the latch. You know, I love the manual valves. You know, everybody wants to give the devs crap. That's fine, you know, when they do something bad. But, you know, I often find the same people don't want to give them credit when they do something good. They did some good stuff with the manual parts and valves. I thought that was a great addition. And so that was something big. I would love them to add more manual parts in general, though. Stuff like you said, pole starter to start an engine would be really cool. I would love if they did, like I said, some door handle stuff that you can manually do door handles. More manual switches, stuff like that. Like for example, we have to use an electric throttle to be able to do things. Have an actual cable throttle would be nice, where by having a cable throttle, it doesn't need electricity. You know, stuff like that would be kind of fun. We could do some more old-timey stuff, like having to run electricity. You're kind of having to hide some of that electricity everywhere. You know, it's hard to do some of that old-time stuff. All right. My coffee is sad today. I ran out of almond milk, and I don't want to go to the store. So, very sad. What are you, sir? What do you do? You are temperature. That's my temp gauge. All right, so we already figured out. I fixed the temp problem. It was a simple fix. Just needed to put on a heat sink, and we're good. So that's down there, and it's thematically correct, and it's in a good position. It's tucked into the body, and it works really well. So have that. We have the air cooler as well. So let's fix this. All right, beautiful. Alright, so let's start laying out the interior, I think. So the big ticket items, bed. So it shouldn't go there. Shouldn't be in front of the door. So we'll leave a space there. And this could be cabinetry under here. I don't think it needs to be that high necessarily. I don't know, we'll see how I like it where it is. Alright, and then can we get the med bed in there? Don't necessarily need a med bed, but something to add, so we'll see. I'd rather, you know, if I have to sacrifice a kitchenette, I'd rather do a kitchenette than that. I could use the same bed, but I don't want to. Alright, so there is beds on that side. So I kind of want to set it up like, you know, a boat, you know, kind of like a boat or a motorhome. Kind of the way those look. What is here? Beautiful. Perfect. Not necessarily perfect, but we're close to being perfect on that. I can go... Okay, good. So I want to justify these windows, so I'm going to do this. I wanted to put a bulkhead in, give it a little sense of segmentation. So that will allow me to put a bulkhead in. And it will make it so I don't have to do the 1x4s there, so that's always nice if I can get rid of those. Alright, so ooh, come on there, flicky camera, you're a devil. Alright, so that is good. So this will allow me to put in a bulkhead here, which I want to do. So, painty, painty, painty. Alright, and then we'll put a bulkhead in there. I didn't have symmetry on for this, so nice. So we can get rid of that, and then put a bulkhead in here. And that allows me to segment off the drive area, which gives it a little bit better of a, you know, it gives it some room, some feeling like it has a room here and there. Could I do it there? Let me see. Get out of there, you devil. See. If I do it there, yeah, I'm gonna have this sticking out, and I'm gonna have to justify it. So what we will do is this, and then we'll put some seating up here as well, kind of like how I do with a lot of my cockpits. And then that gives us a little bit of a segmented feel there. And maybe a sliding door here. Like, these manual doors are nice. You know, it'd be nice to see more of this in-game. Some more manual parts are always nice, nice, nice. Alright, so that, I like having it asymmetrical like that. Come in here, there'll be some seating and nonsense in here. Alright, good. And then, so we'll be able to put a bunch of rescue stuff in here. So I should be able to go up one with this. Can I go up one? Yep, up just the one. Okay, that's a little high. Let's go down. And let's see. Put some cabinetry up here, maybe. At least put some cabinets here. Okay, do that. Alright. Can't cut there. Fine. Sure we don't get velocity. I'll be out of chat for a second here as I'm rocking and rolling. Come on, man. I picked brown. Give me brown, you scum. Symmetry off, you scoundrel. Alright, good. Let's see. And this can be deleted out of there. That's good. Gotta get some of this pre-painted. This is a big thing I'm trying to do more now, is pre-paint some of the stuff. Becomes a pain when you try to do it later and you're trying to like squiggle your way through the build to do it. So I'm trying to pre-paint a little bit of that. All right. And then what do we have? 2s and then a 3 slot. So, okay, perfect. So go, give me you. Yep, brown's fine for that. Alright, let's see. We want to go blip. Merge these up really quick. Let's see, do I have a brass color? I have a gold color. I have kind of a rusty brass. Let's try this. Nah. Nah. Let's go dark on this brown. 46. Let's go. There we go. All right. A couple cabinets to put in medical supplies and rescue stuff in there. Could just, and then we'll put panel here. Of course, I want to do this upside down now. Let's see. I'll put it up top. Okay. I was going to put like a light over the bed, and so we'll do that later. So this is door 2. This is going to be none. Yeah, none and none for now. Okay. And then I want the additive to be black. Like these, I would love... So, for example, you can use flip switches, and they don't require electricity. These do. It would be nice if they would make it so that... for example, you have some more stuff like that. I would love proper can't speak today. I would love proper throttle quadrants where it's essentially a panel, but it uses up, say, the number 1 and the number 3 slot. And you can add a mixture prop throttle, and they're the size of those panels, but you could add whatever levers you wanted. And you of course, you could label levers, so just make them levers. And also, it would be nice in real life. You could change the top of them. So, like the expression "balls to the wall," what that means is for airplanes, they have these different tops on the levers. So, for example, you know, in a complex aircraft, you have mixture prop throttle. And so your throttle would have a different ball than your mixture and your prop. They used to all be the same, so it was just a bunch of these levers with these balls on the top that you could grab. And so what balls to the wall meant was, if you were in an emergency, like say you're coming up and you're stalling as you're landing, and you need to get up over the trees, you would push your mixture prop and throttle all the way forward to get up and over the trees, so you go balls to the wall being the firewall. So you push everything up and try to get out of there. Just reading some chat. I went into there for a moment and then quickly got out, Citrus. That was a den of nonsense again. Yeah, manual parts are great. I would love that. The gimbal parts were also awesome. That was a really big update. You know, that was a great thing the devs did, was that just the ability to, like, tilt lights. I use that on every airplane I have. The ability to tilt cameras, you know, that was huge. We used to have to put them on pivots. It was a big pain. It was a lot of extra bodies. It was a lot of extra physics. It was a big pain. You know, they're already talked about one physics update they're doing, where the way it calculates vehicles, where currently you go 2 kilometers away from the primary object, your vehicle would disappear. So you can't launch the control unit and the drone at the same time. You have to launch them separately, which is not a big deal, but it's a pain. And they're changing that to make it better, so that sort of stuff is good. Yeah, I went in there, Citrus. It was the standard nonsense. Thank you, Blaze Beat. Yep, more windows. That's, like, I was talking about this yesterday, is the devs could cut down a lot of this aggravation that people have. Some of it's justified, but there's a lot of people in the Steam comments who are just whiners and will never be happy with anything. And part of it is, it's buyer's remorse. They bought a game that really wasn't for them and they don't like. And they can't imagine anyone would like something that they don't like. And I'm talking about very specific, you know, individual people. And one of the ways that you can check that is you go and see how many hours they have in game. And some of these people have like 20 hours. So they bought the game, they played it, they didn't like it, and instead of moving on with their life and saying, "Oh, I spent, you know, up to $50, that money's gone." Well, guess what? You know, you go out to dinner, you get spent $50, and you don't complain about it all day. They've been hanging around. I used to do that with Star Citizen. Star Citizen drives me nuts, and so I decided to finally move on and said, "You know what? Screw it. You know, I'm not going to let it ruin my life, and I'm not going to ruin the people who are having fun playing. You know, it's not really fair to the people who are having fun either to just keep harping on them." So it's like, you know, for some of those people, and again, I mean very specific people, you know, people will resemble those remarks, and then they'll think I'm talking about them. I'm talking about very individual, specific people, but they have very little game time, and, you know, you can tell they bought the game, they didn't like it, and they're pissed off because they spent money, you know, and it's understandable. It sucks to waste money, but you know, at that point you got to kind of be like, all right, you know, didn't like it, and move on. You know, it's just not really healthy to continue to be miserable about it. And that was kind of like me with Star Citizen. You know, I was always in there, and I was just ruining the fun for the people enjoying the game. You know, I think my points are valid. I'm gonna, you know, I might do some reacts on Star Citizen at some point, but yeah, I think even if my points are valid, it's not making me any happier going and, you know, hanging out, watching something that makes me miserable. And it certainly just makes everybody else miserable who's enjoying the game. So it's like, move on, you know? But, you know, that doesn't mean people don't have valid criticisms either, you know? There are certainly valid criticisms. Let's see. Let's go with you. There we go. Nice. Alright, so let's see. What do I want? Nope. I had a blue that I like for this. That's the one, I think. Yeah, I'm trying to like that hospital blue. A little bit of a... I don't want it to look like a disgusting pillow, but I want it a little bit off-white. That's my gray. Let's do white. It's fine. Alright, and then medical bed we'll do as a... That's a little bit excessive there. We'll do that. Alright, nice. So that is the medical bed and that. Medical bed and the sleepy bed. Oh, come on, dude. Grab what I want, not what I click on. Alright, so there's my cabinetry installed for both beds, so that's kind of nice. Little painty paints here. You know, the other thing, too, is the devs have a vision for the game, you know, and again, it's their game. You know, I think a lot of people forget that. Is, you know, just because you're a consumer, you're the customer, doesn't mean that you get to run the business, you know, and that's, you know, I buy a microwave, I don't get to go tell, you know, Kenmore how to run their business, you know, and it's Ultimately, it's theirs, and I can choose not to buy their product again or not to continue to support their product. But you know, at the end of the day, it's not mine. You know, the copy I bought is mine. You know, I think some people will think the devs have no vision for the future. Well, they do. You know, they talked about this coming DLC has been in the works for over a year. You know, some of the other things I've been working on have definitely been in the works for over a year. You know, I think a lot of people have assumed that the animals that they've been putting in have or will have no use. You know, I think often if they're going to be putting in that effort, they have some sort of plan with it of what they're going to be doing with it, and we are just not privy to it yet. See, I wish we could paint the bottom of that door. A little accent color there is nice. But, you know, so we shall see. You know, just kind of got to wait and see what their plan is ultimately. But I think it's wrong to assume that they have no plan, as, you know, some people on those forums will think. That they're just kind of doing everything by the hip. I don't think that's true either. Yeah, so, you know, I started that comment when I read XLX's. It was like one thing I think the devs could benefit from is like in today's update, if they had thrown out a 1x3 wedge, like a lot of people are like, oh, just bug fixes, I don't care. Even though a lot of those same people have been asking for bug fixes. And so they'll never say thank you for the thing they've been asking for, but they will complain when it doesn't happen. And I think if the devs said, hey, you know, we're doing bug fixes this week and we're throwing in a 1x3 wedge. You know, what's it take? Let's say 20 minutes to an hour for them to make a 1x3 wedge. Throw it in the game. You know, find one more window piece that we need. Make it. Throw it in on an update week. That would be good. So, like, if you don't care about animals, you know, and they just did the update of the animals, you know, guess what? You also got a, you know, a part that you've been probably wanting. So that's the kind of thing I think the devs could benefit from, is doing some of that. I think that would be good crowd control, is kind of throw us a little bone here with a new part, you know, and then the part catalog slowly goes up and up and up and up. Yeah, there are a bunch of people who just want multiplayer fixes, and absolutely, there are probably things the devs can do to make the multiplayer better, but I also would say a lot of those people probably have terrible internet connections. You know, we used to do multiplayer every week with the workshop, with the Workbench podcast, and, you know, we were all some of us were in different countries, like far-flung countries compared to where the host was. You know, we were opposite ends of North America with the host, and we had, like, very limited to zero problems, you know, and it was more than playable, but we all had good internet connections. You know, most of us, I think, had a gig, and so you'll get people every once in a while that'll be complaining, and they don't have very good internet connections, which, again, that's not the dev's fault. You know, that's a personal thing, is you just don't have the connection for it, you know, and people would blame the devs for that. You know, I saw a post this last week that I responded to in Steam where somebody said, you know, oh, the game sucks, the physics is terrible, all my boats, you know, all the boat, this is their quote essentially, was all the boats I've downloaded from the workshop roll over, catch fire randomly, do this. So this person has no clue how the game works. They don't build anything. They download from the workshop, which is fine, but if you're not building anything, you don't understand how the game works really. And so, like, everybody, you know, a lot of people in the comments were like, dude, you have no clue how they built that vehicle, you know, and vehicles will only catch on fire if they go over 115. So it's like, you know, they don't have a proper cooling system in there, you know, so it wasn't the game's problem. It was, you know, the person who made those builds that was not that, even that person didn't build them right. And so I think some people will blame the game for their own lack of knowledge in certain areas, which, you know, is understandable, but it's again, it's not the game's fault. Oh, ooh, there's a little bit of color problem there. We'll fix that. So I'm liking the flow of this. Definitely what that's a good trick to put a bulkhead up like this, because I would have had to continue this line here. I have to do this in a lot of my planes. I have to continue this line of angle blocks, and it takes up a lot of space, and it's kind of ugly. And so by putting a bulkhead in there, you can stop that, and it looks good. Now, this looks perfect and flush. This looks perfect and flush by getting rid of that, and I didn't have to come out 3 more blocks, so that's kind of a nice way to do that. So this is the good. Cabinetry is dark. So I probably want to go around this outline here. Maybe with this color, lighten it up a little bit. It's kind of dark. You know, there will be a light in here. I have to consider that as well. This will light up, so... I want to try to continue the line down there, I think. Yeah, okay. So, rant over, but, you know, it's kind of... It's just, you know, you see the same thing every week, and it's a little frustrating. You know, there are certainly legitimate issues with the game, you know, but there are also non-legitimate issues with the game, you know, and they certainly deserve to be called out on legitimate issues, but there are some things that are not really that legitimate that it's not really fair to really be killing them on. Let's see, what do we want? I kind of want a brass. Let's look up an RGB for brass, see if I can find one. Yeah, kind of like a brass. The problem is they look, you know, you can't tell unless you really get it under lighting what's going to look like. Come on, dude. Where are you there, guy? Let's try this one. 181, 137, 66. 181. 137, 66, I think. Close enough. That looks reasonable. Let's check it. I like that. That's good. Okay, so there's a brass color. I don't have a brass, so I'll take one of these indistinguishable khakis that I have that look all the same, and I will color over that with brass. The brass looks good, and then yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. All right, so let's make a controller for this. Need 4, 5 total. Okay. All right. Let's see. Composite input. Cabinets. Kind of fun part of the build, getting some of these details in. Is that 2? Where's 1? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. You know, some people as well need to understand that different people want different things for the game. You know, and different people enjoy the game in different ways, and all of that is valid. You know, for example, I play almost no multiplayer, so do I care about multiplayer? No, but I want the game to function for all the people who do enjoy that, you know? So there are certainly people who enjoy that and want the game to work well in multiplayer, and I want that as well, not for myself, but for others, because so they can enjoy the game that they bought as well. You know, but for me personally, I couldn't care less if multiplayer was even in the game, you know? There we go. Nice, nice, and nice. Yeah, okay, there you are. Trying to orient myself, see where we're at here. 3, 2, 1. Let's test that out. Check chat. I got a little bit of chat here. Let's see what's up. Flying boat style seaplane, Seawind 3000. Yeah, it's important with when you're making seaplanes that you start with a sealed volume first and then kind of build around that. So you have to kind of see space-wise how it's going to work for you, you know, and make sure it's going to work. That is frustrating when you can't get it to work like that. What's going on here? That one's okay. I didn't configure that one. Why are you off here? Let's see. What is up, guy? Did I hook up all the 1-2s? Let me see it. Oh, come on. Flicky camera, you suck so bad. I hate you. Push. Toggle, toggle. Toggle, 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 toggle. Let's see what's up here, guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Zing. 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 Why aren't you behaving then? Did I put in a 1? I didn't put in the 1. Okay, there we go. That would do it every day of the week. So we're going to be able to put stuff on the back wall there. And so I have a couple little paint there to do. Alright, so nice. So we'll be able to hide some stuff in there, look good. I don't know, maybe a skylight here. I don't know. We'll see. Yes, Steam forums are very negative. It's, you know, negative people will, they find a place to congregate, you know, and that is where, for this particular game, they've chosen to congregate is here, you know, and that's, you know, it is what it is. You know, there are certain places for other games that they choose to congregate in certain areas for their negativity, and it's just, that is where it is here, you know. So it's like, you'll get some new players, and they'll be like, oh, why is the community so negative? It's not. You know, there are parts of the community that are negative, and these are the places they hang, and if you want you know, you want a more positive, engaging community where people are sharing the builds and enjoying playing, then, you know, I tend to think Discords are the best for that. You know, you have people who are sometimes hyper-focused on, like, for example, EOS's trains. You know, if you're really into trains and you go post a bunch of train pictures to a site, you know, a Discord where they really couldn't care less about trains, then, you know, it's not going to be that positive. You're not going to be able to get much help. You know, you're not going to be able to get much guidance on, for example, standardized train systems. But you go to EOS, you know, bingo, you got everything you wanted there. You know, JSI for some boats, you know. And so, you know, if people are ultra negative in my Discord, they're going to go, you know, if they're just being downers and ruining people's fun. I've had to encounter everybody. I've had to boot them one hand. You know, I don't like doing it. I give everybody chances. I've had people ask to come back, and I've had them come back, you know. And, you know, I have no problem with that. And I've never booted anybody for negativity, but, you know, it's... you know, you come in and you want to just be miserable and ruin everybody's fun. You know, that's not what it's about. You know, we don't go online and play this game to have a miserable time, and so it's, you know, and I think just, you know, that misery breeds misery. So they've decided that's their little nook where they want to hang out, and so it's, you know, if somebody, unfortunately, and I think the reason a lot of people do that is they go on Steam to be negative is they feel like their money was taken from them even though they willingly gave it. And so what they want to do is they want to deprive the company of the money, and so by going on there where somebody else would buy the game, that is what I think they're doing, is they're going to go on there, they're going to dissuade a couple people buying the game, and if they were able to dissuade a couple people from buying the game, then their time was well spent, you know. So I think that's the thought process of why, you know, something like Steam will be can be a negative place, is they're hoping that a new player who is looking, a person who wants to buy the game is going to be like, oh, okay, this game's a disaster, I'm not going to buy it because, you know, that's the current consensus or something like that. So I have a ladder gap here. Let me fix this. Yeah, so that's my thought process of why, you know, Steam is, you know, the more negative of the places would be that is they just kind of think that, you know, they can help dissuade somebody to buy the game and that somehow, you know, justifies and gets their money back for them, essentially. So they got their money's worth. Okay. I want this out of the bumper. I don't want this in the bumper. That's better. I'm liking that better. Zing. Alright, we need a handle to get in here. I'm trying to think if I can flush mount it here and not have it be a pain to get up. I was using a handle before, but it was sticking out more. I don't really want it sticking out. So let's see if we can use a handle to get up here. Test that. I can't see it. Okay, so let's try somewhere else. Let's try on the roof. I don't know how long my arms are as a gangly, thin Stormworks creature. Not that it's realistic, but there we go. That works. Alright, so let's see. I bet the ceiling works. So let's grab the ceiling. Try putting it in the ceiling. Yeah, because in real life, you'd be able to hike yourself up on the bumper, theoretically, you know, and just pull yourself up. You can't do that in game, of course, so using a handle is kind of simulating that, so. Alright, then let's see. I was going to try something here. We don't have any 4x1s, I don't think we do. Yeah, 4s, do we? No, we don't. Of course we don't. What's that porthole spacing? That one. What's the bigger one? It's bigger than that. Okay. Cut a block, and I don't want the porthole sticking out like that, but... Black window anyway. Yeah, so we have this anyway, so what we'll do is I can't justify it that way, crap. Shorten the window, I guess. I need it to seal this part here, so I can't do that. Try something. See how this looks. You know, like some more pipe pieces are always desirable. You know, stuff like that, I think, are kind of, you know, low-hanging fruit for the devs. And just, like I said, give us some red meat, man. Red meat here and there, I think people would be thrilled with. It's really an easy sell for a lot of people, is to just give us some red meat, you know, and that's something they can do, I think, too. Even if it's not the most popular of, you know, and you kind of know it as a dev, it's not going to be a popular update, today's update. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll throw some red meat, and we'll give them, you know, a window piece that they've been wanting, something like that. You know, I think that is a good way to do it, so that people feel like, you know, they're getting something. Yeah, I kind of have to do that. I don't know. I don't like that at all. That's gross. Nope. I don't know. I don't mind the pipe sticking over that, I guess. Let's play with it, see if I like it. I think porthole. I can't do a porthole without it sticking out. Gives it a little bit of something, you know. Let's skip it for now. I'll think about it later, and we'll figure out a better way to do it. Any other colors I screwed up? I don't think so. Alright, let's read some chat. How's it going, Mustache Brib? What's going on, kid? Yeah, it's the toxicity is not worth it. You know, and that was my big thing with Star Citizen. I was pretty toxic with Star Citizen. And it was, you know, you tell yourself, oh, it's out of a love for the game. You know, and I think that's sometimes self-delusion. Like, you know, I thought that myself with Star Citizen is, you know. And it's like, at the end of the day, the devs, you know, they're building, it's their game. You know, and I wish I never bought Star Citizen. I did. I wish I didn't. I didn't spend that much money in it compared to, like I wasn't one of the $25,000 weirdos. But, you know, I didn't spend an insane amount. I spent, you know, a few hundred, you know, not a ton. And, you know, whatever, that's not a ton of money. I'm fine with it. But it pissed me off. And it was, again, it's the potential. And so you say, oh, you know, I really, you know, I want the game to succeed. It has potential. I just want it to succeed. You know, and so, but you're toxic about it, and that was how I was with Star Citizen. Realized, like, I'm not helping anything. You know, the devs, not only should the devs not listen to me, you know, but they won't. You know, and they can't listen to a million different voices, you know, and make a coherent project. You know, that's that expression, too many cooks in the kitchen, you know, or a designed by committee. You know, you need to have, you know, a small group designing it and building what they want to build. And hey, if you want to do it, great. If you don't. It's like, you know, I'll get people send me comments, hey, if your videos are shorter, more people would watch. Okay, that's fine. I don't care. You know, I'm making the content for the people who want to watch it, and if you don't want to watch it, there are plenty of people out there. I hope you enjoy their content. You know, it's like, you know, I could do makeup tutorials and probably get, you know, tons of views if I wore makeup or knew anything about makeup, but I don't care because I'm not interested in that. And it's the same thing with game development is they're building the game they want to build. And if it's not the game for you, it's not the game for you. And, you know, there was somebody like in Steam forums, you know, a couple months ago, and they were like, oh, well, they should do what, you know, they're trying to tell me that's not how business works. You know, you're supposed to do what's most popular. No, you're not. You're supposed to make a product with a coherent purpose. And you don't always need to have the most number of customers to be a successful business. All you have to do is turn a profit. And you don't even need to turn a profit. You know, let's say I owned a business and I make enough for my salary, but the business never turns a profit and only breaks even. That's a successful business, man, because I've been able to draw up a salary and the business breaks even. That's a success story, you know. But if you wanted to have a big, huge, successful business, yeah, you have to make a 20% profit and hopefully get bought out by somebody. But, again, not every business wants that. And so, you know, they're making a niche product here. They have a vision. They have to keep their own coherent vision. And at the end of the day, it is the devs' game. And they're going to build the game they want. And put yourself in that perspective. Let's say I wanted to build a game, right? So it would be something like this. I've always wanted a game where you could build your own vehicles and use them. All right? So if I was to build this game, I would have, like I said, I have zero interest in multiplayer, so I probably wouldn't put multiplayer in. Multiplayer is a massive headache. The devs of this game didn't initially want this game to be multiplayer. It is a huge headache. But people asked for it, and they put it in. And now, those same people who asked for it are complaining it doesn't work well enough. Well, you know, so you could say, let's put yourself in the devs' perspective. Okay, we were building the game we wanted. We had no desire to put multiplayer in. People asked for multiplayer. We put it in. And then those people complained that we put in multiplayer. And it's not perfect in a game that was never intended for multiplayer. So as a dev, you might be like, screw this, man. This isn't worth it, man. They're never gonna say a positive word to us. And so it's very, you can imagine as the dev, it's very depressing that you do something the community asked for, and because your game wasn't, made for multiplayer right off the bat, it's not going to be perfect, but the community's asking for it. You put it in, and then you get nothing but complaints unless it's perfect, which it will never be. Nothing will ever be perfect. So put yourself in the dev's shoes every once in a while, and then imagine if every week all you hear is negativity. Would you want to continue going to work and working on that project if it was always negative? I wouldn't. So it's like, and I'm glad. I bet you the devs don't read Steam. Very rarely are they there. Every once in a while you'll see. Every once in a while we'll see beginner and deltars in a beautiful post. You'll have. I've seen this a couple times, and it makes me laugh every time. You'll have somebody come in, cry innocent. They say, "Oh, I have flying fish in the game, but I've never pirated anything in my life." And I'll right-click on their profile, and I'll go on their Steam page, and they have VAC bans. VAC bans means you were cheating before and you got caught. And so they'll say, I don't know what this is, and then literally Deltars or beginner will post a comment showing this person bragging, "Oh, I'm not buying that DLC. That's junk. I'll just pirate it." They literally put that up last week, I think. Somebody was saying that they have legit copies of the game. There's no reason fish should be flying them. Their system screwed up, their anti-cheat screwed up, and they literally posted that person's post of them talking about they're gonna pirate the DLC. And it's like stuff like that I think that's great. But let me go through. I'll read some more chat. Yep, I think, again, hyping yourself up for what something could be is never a good thing. Could a roller coaster be bigger and faster? Okay, you just rode a roller coaster. Was it fun? Was it fun? Yes. Okay. Was it as fun as it could have possibly been? No. Okay. So you can either be miserable and say the roller coaster wasn't as fun as it could have been. They could have made it taller. They could have made it this. They could have made it that. Or you could say, I just rode a roller coaster. I had fun. Great. That's a win. I also think a lot of people need to think about the money investment in this. I have paid less than $50 for the game and all 3 DLCs because I've gotten them on sale except for the main game. Every time they put out a DLC, the first thing they do is put their product on sale. Most companies won't do that. And, and so for $50, did you get $50 worth of enjoyment out of this? And you have to, you can't say, oh, $50 worth $50 worth $50. So I can go out to dinner and spend $50. And if I can either enjoy it or not. I've spent $50 and I've got about 5,000 hours of enjoyment out of this. So even if tomorrow the devs ruin the game, guess what? I got my $50 worth. For the $50 I spent, it was worth it. And so that's kind of at the end of the day is thinking about what something could be. I don't think is really, it's a recipe for hyping yourself up and always being disappointed. You have to take things for what they are. It's like somebody in a relationship, they want to change their partner and make them better. It's like, you have what you have. Either enjoy that or move on, frankly. Can't wait to see this vehicle in action. Yep, we should be hopefully getting this going pretty soon. I'm going to start working on it. I'm just trying to catch up in chat. Let's see. Wow. I don't know why the chat just zoomed ahead for me. There we go. Yeah, like Citrus and I were playing. He's in Sweden. I was hosting it. My internet's good. His was not great. We had no problem. We play with people who are in Eastern Europe, and we had the person hosting in Western U.S. and multiplayer was fine, but everybody had reasonable internet. And if the host has bad internet, which a lot of these people who are complaining do, of course you're gonna have a bad time because you have bad internet. You can, did you know, BlazeBeat, did you know you can daisy chain the panels? These are daisy chained, so you can go up to 32 channels. You don't need a panel for each channel, or for each panel. You do not need a microcontroller for each panel. You could have up to, what is it? Where's my calculator? My brain's not doing these types of calculations today. 32 divided by 4. You could have 8 panels on, you could actually have more than that, because you can have numbers and Boolean separate. So theoretically, you could have up to 16 panels running on one microcontroller. Yeah. See, that's what I just did. See this daisy chain here? This is channels 3 and 4 attached to 1 and 2. And then this goes up here. 1, 2, 3, 4 all going in this panel. So I like my whole panels and my airplanes are all they use up like 32 channels. They go to one panel. You know. Yeah, does that make sense there, Blazebeat? So essentially, this is reading channels 3 and 4. I plug it in here. This is reading channels 1 and 2. Plug it in here. This feeds into here, into there. So that's daisy chaining. Happy Friday, Danny, Danny, Danny. 3 Dannies in a row. Yeah, I think, you know, the badges are a little bit, like, yeah, so, like, the first comment will be, like, another great update, and that you can tell that's farming, you know, is they just want to, you know, they want the people to agree with them, throw them some badges. You know, I like it to a certain extent. For example, somebody makes a good point, you can put a clap or a, you know, the poetry thing on there. I kind of like that, but I can see it, you know, going both ways, certainly. It's not false advertising legally. You know, you have to talk about, is it legal or not? Now, of course, you have all these different countries, but legally, is that false advertising? No. I would say, you know, if they brought that in a court of law, 1, it's not going to happen. 2, let's say they brought that in the court of law, I highly doubt the court would find them guilty of false advertising. False advertising is a legal standard, and I highly doubt that, you know. And they'd have to scour and go through, and they'd have to contact each person who posted a picture and say, you know, did you use XML parts? That's not going to happen. You know, if you post to the vehicle showcase, you have given the devs the rights to post your picture, and that's what they're doing. You know, pretty simple. You know, it's like, for example, KSP. KSP has mods. If KSP said, hey, look at what our community is doing, and some of those pictures had mods, is that false advertising because KSP did not, the squad did not make that particular part? No. You know, and I'm talking the legal definition. They go in a court. The court is not going to talk about that. You know, and again, think about think about EA trailer. They have a trailer for a game that is still a year out, and it says in-engine, right? That is a legal thing. They say it's in-engine, not live gameplay. And the reason why they say it's in-engine is, guess what? None of those assets actually exist. Those are made in-engine for a trailer, and that is not considered false advertising. So false advertising is a legal standard. You know, I agree you disagree with it, but legally speaking, it's probably not false advertising. You know, and you know, I agree. You know, if you think it's scummy, it's scummy. But that's I don't think it's technically, legally speaking, false advertising. How's it going, Tactical Hungarian? Nothing ever lives up to the hype if you hype it. I want to do a react video to Starfield. I'm looking forward to Starfield. The one thing that's letting me down already with Starfield, and the reason why I still hold out any sort of interest in Star Citizen, is as somebody who, my favorite thing to do is operate machines in life. And so, you know, I want to operate the spacecraft. In Starfield, the autopilot takes over and it lands you. Landing is one of the most engaging parts of flying, so I hate that. I'm not going to like that, but I think it'll be cool walking around a space environment. I already hate the UI of Starfield. So for me, I don't have any hype for Starfield. You know, I would like to play it. I think I'll enjoy playing it, but I'm not going to hype myself up about it because there's already a bunch of things that are deal breakers for me in that, as far as me being super excited. Let me see where. Yep, you know, we get an update every 2 weeks, at least. you know, and we get a verbal update from them every week. You know, most games don't get that. I think, again, you have to count, you know, it's confirmation bias if you just, you know, say everything they do is bad. If you, you know, you have to count the hits as well as the misses. And there are certainly misses, but there are also hits. And you have to count both. What is this? Physics? What is that? Blank. What is this panel here? I don't know what this panel is here. Stand by. Just saw something. Oh, this is the fins. Okay, I should label this. Fins. Okay. Saw a blank panel there. I want to name it. Yep, 32 on off and 32 for the number reads. So you have a total of 64 you can run out of that one microcontroller. How's it going, MCFSS Gamer? You know, if you think it's false advertising, go to small claims court. Small claims court allows you to, you know, at least around here, I think it's 5,000 or below, and sue Geometa. And the first step would be to go to a lawyer and ask the lawyer, say, hey, I think this is false advertising. The lawyer's probably going to tell you yay or nay if you have a case. You know, if they're working on contingency, they'll probably do a free consultation, and then you can report back to us. Yeah, that would be the definitive way to do it. So, you know, if you've made the claim that it's false advertising, you have to prove the claim that you've made it's false advertising. And the best way to do that would be to go talk to a lawyer. Let's see, where are we at here? I want to do equipment. Go on defib. Let's see, what else do we want to hear? We want medical themed stuff. Alright, so there is med kits and a defibrillator. What else do we want here? There's not much in the way of meds. Kind of want all meds underneath the bed. We're just doing an absolute butt ton of first aid kits. Yeah, we always get close to running out. The thing is, with the bed, it heals, you know. Let's see, what do we want here? Maybe do... That's going to be right behind the post. That's all right. Let's do that, and then over here, we'll do Fire X. Do a pair of Fire X's. And then I want a flashlight we'll do outside. I want, what else do I need here? I don't use all that much equipment. That's kind of the thing. So I like having a compass around for testing purposes. Like if I forget what an airport's runway heading is, I quickly go and check that. Night vision binoculars. Regular binocs, I think. Alright, there we go. So there is. Let's make sure we can reach all that. And let's check our hand grab here. I can just... Okay, so I can see the handle. Just... Okay. I can't see it, so it needs to go forward one. Okay. So that's fine. That needs to go forward one. I accidentally put equipment on the other side, but that was going to get some stuff like that anyway. So the handle needs to go forward where I can see it. Can't grab my ladder now. What did I just open? Oh, the top hatch. Okay. I reached the top hatch, fine. There we go. I was pressing the wrong key, too. That's not helpful when I do that. I'm used to playing so many games right now. Alright, good. So that is nice. Put something in the middle would be nice to finish it off. I needed the brass over here. There we go. Adds a little bit of fun to this. Try to see if I want to make this like a little 3D here. Oh, get out of there, you devil. Oh, come on. My accuracy is crap right now. Come on! Haven't even been drinking. We'll just keep it like that. Make it simple. Alright, good. So that's cool. Let's see. Let's go Simulatre off. Alright, so I kind of want, let's see, scenery kitchenette. So kitchenette should probably bump out here, I think. Let's go... Okay, let's go ba-ba-ba. I think 2. Alright, there we go. I have to see if there's even what the spacing on this is because I want to put the same cabinets over there. We're talking there. 14, okay. What's that? That is tenor. And so we need, was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. So tenor, that's not going to work on a tenor. But we can do them. I'm leaving blocks places here. Get out of there. Oh, come on, man. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Get up, get up, get up. So I don't want to go one more that side. This side I'll leave where it is. So we could only go to 11 anyway. We'll start bringing in doors. I think where I want to put them here. And we do one more door there. Okay, that'll work. Nope, don't do that. There we go. And then we'll do one more door here, so we'll grab this one. Nice. Alright, and then, so we're going to do the same panel for those. That way we'll save a space, so more daisy chaining. Let's see. Where are we going here? So we're going up to there. This will now go... What did I do? I didn't make a... I don't have a controller here, so I need one for that one. I think I want this the other way. Go. So what do we have now? 4, 5, 6, 7 doors, so 7. Alright, so we'll go from here. Oh, we're going here. Let's go there to there. Bingo, that will do that. And then I need to add to this sucker. Go 2 more without cutting a hole in this, kind of, maybe. So let's move it to the left one. Need to add 3 more. go. All right, that should do that. Oh, 4 I moved. Okay. All right, let's check some chat. I'm going to chat for a second here. Yeah, bandage would be cool. I always like a more in-depth mechanic like that. Say, for example, you know, like Tarkov has really in-depth things. For example, if you have a light bleed, you can use something. If you have a heavy bleed, you can use something. If you have a broken limb, you have to use something. You know, there's a couple things for each. You know, surgery, if you completely lose the depth of the limb. I think some of that depth is really cool. Like, and you know, for some people it would be annoying. I think one of the things that is always a good idea is to have a checkbox. So, do you want to have advanced medical gameplay? Yes or no? When you start your world, do that. It's a good cover your ass thing, so the devs are like, hey, you know, why are you complaining about this? Go shut it off if you don't want it. You know, and that's kind of the thing is, you know, you can, you know, if you could turn on advanced you know, medical gameplay where, for example, somebody might have a blacked out limb, which means they need to have surgery. So you need to use a surgery kit to repair their limb. If you drop them off at the hospital without doing that surgery, like right now, you don't get as many points. You know, and so I think that's a cool way to do it, where it's pretty simple and fun to do. You know, and you know, and then if you want to shut that off with a checkbox, you can. I think that's an important thing to be able to have, is the ability to turn on or off. You know, that's something that often gets missed that is nice. You know, if you don't want that gameplay, shut it off. Like, for example, some people, let's put it that way, some people are asking for hunger mechanics. I agree. But even though that's something that I would pretty much always have on, I think it's a good idea for the devs to have it as an option. Do you want hunger mechanics on? Yes, no. So, for example, the people who are just doing sinking ship survival and screwing around with the Kraken and all that sort of thing, they probably don't care about that. But somebody who's, you know, maybe doing a career gameplay might like to have that necessity to go out there and actually, you know, make sure that they have food and water, and they have to eat and drink, and, you know, mean that they have to have those facilities on their ship, you know, and that sort of thing is nice. You know, so again, I think I'm all for it. Just it's always good to have the shit. Not gonna work with the window there. It's always good to have that with a checkbox. That way, if you want it, you can turn it on. If you don't want it, you can turn it off. You know, so that's kind of my whole thought process on that. I'm all for it. Just put it as a checkbox, so people who want it can have it, and the people who don't want it don't complain about it. You know, or you know, have no reason to complain about it, because they can always shut it off. You know, and that way people can play however they want. And I think that's always something that I find to be welcomed. Yeah, but I would love to see some sort of like hunger mechanic, you know. And there's certainly a lot of people that hate it, but make it a checkbox, and we're good to go. Start your world. Do you want hunger mechanic? Yes, no, maybe so, and then you can go from there. You know, I think it would be really cool to have it where you know, like I was saying, you have to choose, okay, you have to do surgery on this person, you know, to get them up to health, stuff like that. I think would be fun. Yeah, there's a hunger mod, I believe. Probably not doing any sort of military stuff. I've been kind of, the only thing that's tickling me, maybe from a military perspective, maybe try to do a VTOL jet would be kind of fun. But I quickly get bored doing military stuff. I'm just reading Stalemates, trying to understand it. Do you have any builds where the left/right center, i.e. the tip of the nose, etc., is in between two blocks rather? No, I do all odd number blocks so that it's even. I think even number builds are such a pain to deal with. I just don't ever bother with them. Let's see. Can I do, what would that be? That would stick through here and I'd see it. Okay, I don't want that then. So that you know, what I was going to do is I was going to make this go down through this thing, but I was going to have to XML a block through. Actually, that would work. I can make this work. All right, let's do this. Let's XML a block here. So what we'll do is I want the XML block right here, so let's save this. And I want it as this color here. We'll do... All right, let's save this. I'll show you the XML once I get it up. Just want to go through all my files here and find the sucker. How's everybody's build challenge Foxtrot going? Alright, so here we go. We have the XML for this. They're all negative ones, I don't know. Let's try the first one. 3, save it. Go back in game, load it, see if that was in the right area. Yep, bingo, first try, nice. Alright, so we'll grab this, copy that, get in there. Yeah, I just don't want that FOSS to look so gangly. There we go. And now it looks like it's part of this here, so. Alright, and there we go. So the faucet looks like it's part of the sink there. So I like that. Bingo. So I have a little bit of a kitchen there. I decide if I want to screw the ceiling and put in cabinets up top or not. Let's take a walk through, see how this feels. Yeah, the paint is a good way to, you know, accent it out, make it look good. Let me fix this handle first before I forget to do it for like the 900th time. Let's do this. Let's cut, I can't do that, I think. Let's cut you. Actually, I shouldn't have done that, but whatever. Should have done it a different way. That way I wouldn't have had to make a new block, or color a new block up. See if we can make this handle work here. There we go. So you see, I can see the handle now. Theoretically. I was seeing it before. There is. So it's just out of my reach, so. So I need it closer. Alright, so that's fine. I think I can put it right here, maybe. I'll figure that out later. Get out of there, you. I could do a hanging staircase in the back, but I don't want to. So I like the feel of this. I want it to be a little cramped. One of my favorite builds, interior-wise, is the tugboat I made for the beginning of the career build series. It feels nice and cramped and packed in there. I like that kind of cozy feeling of like a camper. You know, there's no extra room anywhere. The room is, you know, it has to be compact. You know, you're in a camper. You know, like we can't get both these cabinets open. You know, we have to do one at a time. I could put a limiter on this so it won't let me do it. But like, you know, I have to get in here and have to crouch down to get things. I like that. You know, looking for stuff. There's rescue stuff. Here's all my med stuff with my medical bed. You know, put some random thises and that's in there. You know. And the reason I wanted the door like this is if it was the other way, when I open it over here, it would come out towards me and I have to jump over the door to get in there. So this way, that's why I fixed that. Alright, so that's good. I like the space here. It feels good. So I'm thinking cabinets on the wall. Let's do this. See if I can reach that. Alright, and then what I want to do is let's move this for now. Try something here. Where the door is going to be right there. And we're not going to be able to swing a door there anyway, so let's go like this. This will help me fix that angle that I'm not thrilled with there. That's outside, is it? No, it isn't really. Okay, perfect. And what do I need for double doors here? 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Thought I had symmetry on. Did I friggin' not have symmetry on? I need 4 for that hatch. Crap. It's not ideal, but I'll build up the cabinet to spec here. I'll build a custom cabinet here. Oh, that's gonna be, that has to be wedges here, so wedges there, so can't do that. That has to be a 4. Okay. Did I just delete that? Okay, no, I just made it invisible. The that's where that XML block is. So these cabinets gonna be a little weird anyway. I like them visually, but are they gonna have anything even in them? I don't know. Maybe they'll be faked. Because the top can't do anything. The middle is the only place that can really have anything, so it's kind of weird. So I'll fake these cabinets, I think. Yeah, so just fake these. I have more than enough storage. I'm just having to like fake stuff, sticking it in there anyway, so I might as well just fake the whole cabinet. I'll seal that. It'll be sealed anyways, but that will keep it completely sealed, so I'm not having to worry about it. What the hell's up with these? Did I put them backwards? I did. And put them in the right orientation. Having a fake cabinet, it's easy to put cabinet lighting in here too. Let's go. I had some of the old fermented vegetables for lunch today. They were good. Already coming along nicely. Where's my brush? Nice, nice. All right, that looks good. And then we'll make sure I paint this first. I don't have to do it later. I could extend this over here now that I'm faking it. I think that's what I'll do, and then I'll put drawers in a drawer in here. That's what I'll do. So that will go. Because initially, when I was going to fake it, I needed to be able to make the door swing, and I wasn't going to be able to do that. So now I'm not worrying about door swing. So I can do this now. So that's what we'll do. Because I wasn't a huge fan of how that area of the build looked. So. Now we'll do shorter doors. We'll just do 2 short doors here, so that's good. I just deleted 900 things. Could actually make. I'm trying to think the angle if I could swing it that way IRL. Because like sometimes you have these weird angle cabinets. I could swing the weird angle cabinet this way, but not this way. So let's actually do it. I think that would be kind of cool. I don't know. I don't think I'll worry about it. That's more work than I need to do for color swap. You are the devil. You really are. What I should do is this right now. I should change that white to a different color so I can't color swap all the time. So we'll leave a go hinge red on this side. And then I'll gap this one by, what am I doing in the center? 3. So I want this like gapped like that. That should be gapped like that. There we go. Go do a 3 gap in the mid here. So where's the middle? Right here, or the end is what I mean. So we have, what's that? Looks like 2. 2, yeah. Alright, let's go. Gap that the same type of gap. Oh, come on. Give me the color, you scum. And then where's my middle here? Right here. Okay, so we want too high. That's too high. All right, good. Check it outside where I can see it. Oh, there we go. See if there's any errors in there. I think it looks good. Give it a look when we get in there. That's better. I didn't like this part right here, the ceiling, so that kind of gets rid of that. And then here I want to put on angle so we don't break our head on this. What we'll do is we'll go one more, I think, on that. Yeah, we'll go one more on that. So let's go back. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. What do you guys think of that? Let's go back and read some chat. Yep, wash my Arctic vest. Make sure I don't go contaminate the pristine white north. Oh, nice. Platypus is a good name. I like that. That speaks to me. Very mammal. Everything else has been not mammals. A lot of birds. Yeah, platypus is good. I like that. That's the leading one for me. Oh, thanks, Connor. Appreciate that. No beets. I didn't put any beets in there. Beets, I was reading some things about beets. I have to worry about the sugar content of the beets, and that can accelerate the fermentation. So you'd want to do beets separately, probably, is my understanding, because the high sugar content can change, it. But I had some peppers today. I had a cucumber and some green beans. It was good, though. It's coming along nicely. Now let's check outside. See, this here can go zang, 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 zang. Bingo. Alright, so I'm digging on this. The cabinetry looks good. Let's go inside. Let's check that handle. Every time I spawn in, I gotta check that friggin' handle, make sure it's working. There we go. Alright, so that handle is now within reach. So I have to kind of finagle myself in there, and I can actually fall in the bumper and get in. Nice. So I'm liking the cabinets. That really is adding some, some depth to the ceiling. We're going to put under cabinetry lighting, on there. Breaks it up quite a bit. It's nice. A skylight would be nice. I have to figure out how the hell to do that and not screw things all up. So that is something to consider. And so generally what I'll do is I'll put a fake light in the cabinets. Because these are fake cabinets, so that's good. So what I can do is this. I want my RGBs in there. I'm going to do the RGB system. So these lights will go in there probably. And then what I'll do is could just do them with these big-ass globes. And then what I was going to do is do indicators. But I might just do... Let me see what I can do with a skylight here. Could do a skylight here. Can I do that large porthole? I go one back. Let me try something here. Fit. Yeah, this could actually add some more depth to the ceiling. I want to get some depth in this. Come on. Can't see anything. Ah! Drive me nuts. There we go. It's like in real life. I get stressed out when I can't move around something. Alright, go like... Give me that color. Right there. And then we're going to cut this and this, I think. See how I like this look. You'll have to give me your thoughts on this. Give me the color that I'm clicking on. Oh my god, I hate it when it does that. Very frustrating. Get on a roll and oh my god, I've clicked on these colors like 900 times. Click, 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 please. Drive me nuts. What I'll do is take this rack here and I'll move it and I'll finish this off here. Trying to get this to look right. That looks good there. Adds more depth to the ceiling, gives me some light. That's fine. There's the microcontroller just bridging it, so that will be fixed. Oh, I'm gonna have a friggin' stress if this thing doesn't start clicking the colors I'm clicking. My mouse or what's doing it, but it's pissing me off. And I need to, we'll end this here, we'll do that. Nice, I'm digging that, man. I like the new shape. Shorten out this rack a little bit. And then, what do we want? 1, 2, so right there. Bing, bang. Get out of there, devil. There we go. So that's, liking the new lines of that. I like the functionality of having a large porthole in the ceiling like that. Add some depths and some height to the top. Yep. It's things like that that give me the rage. It's like my boat could blow up and sink. I really, like, sometimes it pisses me off, but it doesn't bother me that much. When I'm trying to click on something, it doesn't work. It's like, just do it. Yeah, or like I'm stuck in the wrong window. Like I have 3 monitors going right now, and I have 1, 2, 3, 6 tabs on one side, OBS, Discord on the other, and it's like when I can't get to the right tab, it's maddening. Not good. Let's see. Alright, good. So this is shaping up out here. I'm really liking the back there. I like having the asymmetry of this entry door over here. The cockpit's going to probably be another color. I'm going to probably get rid of this and do a different color in here. I kind of want to differentiate the spaces. Let's work on some gauges here. Let me save it. I haven't saved in quite a while. So, let's see. Go symmetry off. All right. painting stuff I don't want to paint. Alright, so that's pretty good there. Let's see. I think that's set up how I want it. Put handles there. I don't think I can put handles there, so I think we're good. Alright, that dash works for me. Let's see, what do we want for... Let's do this color for seats, I think. That's too green. No, that's the floor color. I want it to be a little bit more like cozy in the back and a little bit more utilitarian in the front. Living quarters, working quarters. Okay, click on this color. See this color here? The one I want there, guy? There we go. Give it to me. Thank you. Scum. It's good. There we go. Looks a little more brutal in the front. Nice. Alright. Let's give it a walkthrough, see how we feel in space. Check a little chat. I almost never use physics blocks. The physics flutters, is that what you mean? I never use them. I think I might have them in Triton's fuel tanks. That's about it. Just fuel and water, maybe, because Triton was giving me the warning. Rarely I get the warning, so if I get the warning, I might try to do it in my fuel tanks. Yeah, really liking the space. The skylight is nice. That adds some light and detailing in here. I like it how we have to kind of like walk around stuff. You know, if it's too linear and you can just go from like A to B, that's kind of miserable. I think I'm going to make this door this color, the accent color. And then I really like the cabinets. Cabinets look good. Yep, really digging on this in here. So the pump's here. So there you can see, you know, it's not going to move anything, but that's going to be the manual pump there for the bilge. Up here, I need to fix you devil. And this, I like it in here. It feels good, more utilitarian and kind of brutal in here. I like that. Reachable. This is going to be park brake, high beams, hazard, something else there. And then as I'm driving, I can keep my camera here. It's going to be tack and speedo most likely. I'm actually going to probably move this over here and do tack speedo. So we'll do that. This will be here, and then these will slide over. And then I can operate as I'm going here, looking at my stuff. Beautiful. Because it's a little bit nautical too, I'm going to probably put a compass right here. Because we're going to have to do some sort of navigation on the water. Bucket's belt. That's good. And I have some space for a couple overhead panels here, or what I'm probably going to put there now is This is what gets annoying when you get in the panels. You're always trying to do the additive paint, and it's like you have to keep switching it over. Let's see. I was gonna put a like cubby there. Let me see if I can't fit it with this thing in the way. I could stretch a 1x wedge and make it into that. To do that, I might have to do that. We'll see. Might have to do a little XML there. It's not a big deal. All right, let's see. What do? Let's paint this door. This. I'm on additive again. No, I'm not. Just was blocked by something. That's better. That's good. And then you, demon. Right there. Okay, good. Nice. So I'm liking on that. Colors going along well. Coming along here. It's coming along here. All right, nice. So let's start setting up. We'll go park, break, release. Flip switch, I think. Headlights, high beams, and hazards, I think. I think we'll do this. We'll do headlights. High beams, like that. So it'll be a arrow button up, and we'll walk through this. So it'll be a push 2. 3 will be an arrow button down for hazards. That's the symbol for hazards. Toggle. Hazards. 3. And then I want spots. So save an extra spot for spots. Spots. All right, good. So that is hooked up. Let's make a panel for that. Let's do this. Let's fix this one here. Demon. And so I'm going to put a neat feature in there. When we hit the water, it's going to change from miles per hour to knots. What do we run up to? 25, 12, and 60, 12, 13, 20. Okay. I don't want this. I want temp, definitely. Temp fuel, low fuel. Alright, so let's do... volts. Okay, so we'll start with volts battery. Volts. Dial, 1, -1 is good. So, for example, who's that again? Tactical Hungarian. So, Tactical Hungarian, for example, I can do this. I don't recommend it, but you can do it. Let's say you have a really tiny build, you don't have the space, you can do it. I don't recommend doing it. It caused me to pull my hair out so much doing really complicated airplanes and stuff. But somebody brought it up. Who was it? They talked about you could do 32 to 32. I want to credit who said it. You know, make sure I have the right person. It was Owl. So you can do 32, 32, 32 booleans, 32 numbers, essentially. And so what you could do is see these are all boolean. These are all on-offs. These are all numbers. So theoretically, I can make this 1 through 4. I can make this 1 through 4. I can read out 4 on-offs, and I can read out 4 numbers. The issue, when I make a really complex panel for like one of my airplanes that's very complex, if I use 1 through 32, if I need to move a gauge, it's reasonably easy to move a gauge. So if I want to take a button and I want to move that button and replace it with a gauge, I don't have to worry about now I don't have the number I need. By doing only 32, it allows me, I can pull a boolean and put in a number, and I don't have to worry about figuring out what number I need. I just, same number, and that is helpful. So what you could do is you could go like this, and this could be channels 1, 2, 3, 4, and this could be channels 1, 2, 3, 4. These are all my booleans, and these are all my numbers. But I tend not to do that, especially if you don't need to. It helps with being able to, like I said, swap out a gauge. Like, say I want to do an indicator light instead of volts, I can just use the same number. If I had it 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, if I want to put this as an indicator now, I can't do that because I have a switch here. That's also bool. So you have to kind of keep that in mind when you do it. So what I'll do is just continue here. So this will be 5. 6 is going to be, what are you talking here? This is engine, this is temp, dial 0 to 115, 6, 7. So 7 is going to be right under the voltage. I'm going to put battery. And what I like to do is, you know, you don't want to confuse one gauge for the other. There's a big human factors thing. So, like, you put your battery horizontal. And I'll do it as percentage. And then next to it, you want to do your fuel gauge. And that's going to be a gauge as well, but it's going to be vertical. And so what this allows you to do is, what do we have in there? 7, 6, 12, let's say 1,300 liters. I think I'm going to do it in gallons anyways. So it's going to be, what, a third of that? So I'll figure it out later. I'll get the exact number and put it in. And so if you look at this from a human factors perspective, if I look over here quick and I want to check how much fuel I have, and if they were both vertical, I might accidentally look at battery. Battery says 100%. I go, oh, we have enough fuel. And then you end up running out of fuel. And so if you look over here and you see that they're different, it makes you say, okay, battery's horizontal. Okay, that's not the right one. You look over here and say, okay, fuel is vertical. And that's why you'll have that in human factors. Yeah, painting around microcontrollers is kind of a pain. The whole microcontroller thing is, I kind of like it as a physicalized object, but it is a pain at times. It definitely causes aggravation and strife. All right, so let's build up this panel. Blank here, blank. Okay. Would it be the bridge? There's a ship component, so we'll call it the bridge. All right, so we'll go composite in, panels, composite out, panels. I call microcontrollers panels all the time because it's kind of like a control panel essentially for it. All right, so what do we need here? We're gonna need let's see, we need a bunch of stuff. So let's go, first one here, we'll do composite, output, headlights, tilt, all right, then we want headlights. I'm going to have to put in paintable indicators for left and right directionals. I'm going to grab that panel from something else. Let's do this. Let's update this for now. Save it. Instead of reinventing the wheel, I'm going to take from... I think my mini truck is the most up-to-date with my lighting scheme. Let's check it. And we'll take the panel from this for lighting. Now, this is that's that truck that I made for... I did a couple edits for the challenge. I just put some tie-downs on it. So, what is my most this one? This car here actually has my most up-to-date lighting scheme. So, it will be when the this says parking brake on, but parking brake. So when you put the brakes on, we get bottoms. When we go left, we get left directional. Right, we get. I have to get rid of the. What is that? Oh, what I hit hazards? I hit hazards. Okay, left, right, and then we have 3 as hazards. 4 is that, and I don't think I have high beams on there, so we can change that. Okay. So this has my most up-to-date light controller on it. So is that stability controller from transmission? Where the hell are my lights being controlled by? It's in here. Okay. Just want to grab the info. Don't have to redo it. Maybe I'll rewrite it. I don't know. I'll rewrite it. It's stuck in here. It's annoying. Let's just rewrite it. It won't take me long. And it will be up. It'll be going what I want. All right. So let's work on the back brake lights here and everything. So let's see how I like this. Can I cut there? I can. Okay, good. And then what is here? Nothing, probably? Nothing. Okay. So let's go paint. All right, let's do paintable indicator. And this is a big beef can on this vehicle, so it can have some large square, some big old square lights with probably black borders on them. So let's go. I'm gonna probably do silver because it's in a black recess, so. Probably do like my stainless, I'm thinking. Alright, and then in the back I do all reds in the back. I know what is that? That color's pinky as hell. Let's do this really quick. Replace that. Okay. Let's actually, yeah, do this. Grab this red here. Go darker on that. Go to 100. There we go. And then I want to do this one for here. Okay, that's good. This one's a little bit on the dark side, but it's not bad. And then I want to go this. Let's go that dark red, and then we'll do that as my additive. Okay. Then I think what I'll do is phenomena. What am I doing here? I didn't mean to do that. Make them like they're one lamp. With a split lamp, essentially. Alright, good. do that. What am I doing here? It's the lights. Okay. All right, nice. So that is going to be my lamps for the rear. All right, and then I want to take a window. I might try my my chrome color on these. See if these look good in chrome. Chrome's a little bit bright, so let's try my stainless steel. Stainless steel looks good. Yeah, I'm not really digging the black up front here, so let's do stainless here as well. Yeah, it gives it a little bit of something. That might still be a little bit on the bright side, but I can change it if I need to. Alright, and then we'll grab these lamps here. Alright. Nice, so that's going to be brakes and running lights. And then I need a reverse light. I can't go here, that's rudder. I also need a nav light, will go up here. Maybe I'll put a reverse light right here. That'll be my reverse light, and then I'm going to do nav lights on this too because it will go in the water. I need directionals. So I think I'll do one set of headlights and then I'll do indicators down here. Let's do this. Check chat in a second. I'm just grooving again. Make the groove here. It's looking pretty good there. go. There's directional there. We're going to do a side directional here, right there. That's too big. Cut it down by one. We're out of here, guy. We'll take that. Alright, side directional there. Yep, it's going to get a reverse buzzer. Don't like this here. Let's go. There we go. That's better. One of those little. I did the thing again where I, instead of copying it, I cut it. I've been doing that lately. I don't know why. It's annoying. There we go. Do not know why I've been cutting instead of copying. Right, so you go over here. Nice. Alright, that's good. And then we have our reverse light. And then I want to put nav lights on here. What's here? Beautiful. That's where the door is. Alright, and the way I remember this is red, right, wrong. So, red's on the right, you're wrong. So, that means it's on the left side. That's how I remembered it. And all the planes, it's red, right, wrong. And white on the back. Should be able to see these forward, but I don't have a place to put them that you can see them forward, and I don't want them sticking out. So ideally, you should be able to see them up here and then not behind. So whatever. I'm not screwing with it. So I only go so far with my realism. I go pretty far. All right, good. So that is that's all our lighting, I think. So real simple, the easiest one to hook up is going to be gearbox 3 is our reverse. That goes right to that light. And then what we do is let's grab, seeing it was highly requested feature that I also want myself. Let's go. Luckily, I love these big builds because I don't ever have to worry about space for microcontrollers. Do I want something? Just build it. Don't worry about it till later. So that goes input. That's gear 3. And that's on-off output. That would be backup alarm. Yeah, guy. There you are. Yeah, gearbox 3. Test that sucker out. So I like the lamps in the back. They're visible. They're a good size. So crouch, and you want to look away to get yourself back. So we can walk ourselves in the air here. There we go. All right. That I need to fix. Any power on? No. Oh, it's something's up with the transmission counter. I need to fix that. Something is up with the transmission counter. Probably not going down to, there it is. It needs to go to -1. That would do it. So I wouldn't go in reverse, so. Okay. What is going on here? There's a trim in there. It's working backwards. Okay, it's working backwards. I gotta fix something. Why are you backwards? That's what I want to know. Why? What the hell's wrong with this? Why is this not counting backwards? One should be up. Let me check it. Here. Get rid of this. We had a trim in the seat that was causing problems. So let's see. Something's up. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Up, down, configured. Reset 100%, yeah. Scum. Right. So 0, down. The pulse not working right? What the hell's going on here? Something's up. Something's up. That's 3, yeah, 3. Make sure it's the right one. 3. That's 3, I don't know. I'll figure it out in a second here. Let's fix that paint. Every time I see it, it's maddening me. There we go. Alright, that's that. Let's figure out what the hell's going on here. Did I plug that in? I did. Okay, that's 3. 3 there. Okay. So what the hell's going on with my transmission here? I moved stuff around, so I wonder if something got disconnected. Seats going in there. Seat data goes in there. What is up? So channel 4 is up, down. Okay. It reads 1. We're counting up. Up. Yep. Down is -1. Yep. Why? Why are you not working? Interesting. -1 is there. Yep. So reset value 0. That's fine. -1 to 5. Okay, that's fine. Increment. That's why. Okay. I meant to check this one. I screwed up that one. That would do it. Okay. The increment was backwards, so. No wonder. That would make it backwards, wouldn't it? There we go. Alright. And we'll change the speaker up to make it sound correct. Nope, definitely not that. That's about right. Nope. One's the best, but I'm trying to... There was one. There's a new sound they make that goes... which I really like. That's what a lot of the new backup alarms sound like. This was another... If I could shut this noise up, it'd be great. This is another awesome update the devs did. You know, a lot of people have forgotten this was a really good update. Adding a ton of sounds. That was something that was very well received and was important. And I probably want a little bit faster on there. Let's go to like... Like most of the vehicles I would drive did not have reverse alarms. And the reason is, you know, if you go somewhere late at night, you don't want to be beeping everybody to death. There we go. Okay. Alright, good. So that's in. Nice. Start working on lighting. So, bing, bing, bing. Let's get this in here. Now, what do we have here? We have headlights. We have, so headlights are going to the running lights, and that we need brake lights. So brake lights, where is seat? I need seat from here for brake lights. Brake lights. LT directional. It was fun making some small builds, but it's nice making big builds. It's just so much easier to do stuff too, which is really convenient. Alright, so we have all that set up. What else do we need? We have directionals, we have headlights, spots. I'm just going to do this because we need a bunch of stuff in here. So I need to do spots. Spots. I also need to do physics sensor in. Physics sensor in. This is a big space saver, that. That's going to give me that. I need... RPS in. No. Could do that on this panel or not. Yeah, I might as well do it on this panel. This is going to be a big panel, but that's kind of... This panel always turns into a big panel. Be a big panel. I'll check chat in a second. I've been kind of out of chat, but I'm grooving here. All right, so we're making. Let me. Hey, how's it going there, Aaron? Aaron, one of the latest members of Captain's Crew. Thank you much for subscribing. Appreciate it. All right, let me check back with chat. It's been a little while. I have been grooving. Thanks, yep. Thanks, Blaze Beat It. Yeah, I think the skylight and the dash are looking good. Yeah, coloring's relaxing. If as long as when I click on it, it gives it to me. Oh, that's nice. Planks. I like the look of the planks on things. Sometimes it's a pain to make them look good because, like, I've done it before where it's like it looks good in the editor, then you get in there and it's too light a wood, so it's kind of nice to once you get a set of colors that you know works well, it's nice. Yeah, I don't like doing multiple different colorations for that stuff. Looks busy. But that is a human factors thing, differential colors for different stuff. How's it going, Daniel K? It is evening. Yes, yes, indeed. Yep, it's got its reverse buzzer now. Yeah, VR makes you sweaty. It doesn't have to, you don't have to play for very long to get sweaty. Yep, it's got all sorts of sounds and pitches. People are making like Mr. G made La Cucaracha for with some help for his Corvette for the last challenge. That's there. Speed, RPM, physics sensor, spoots, right directional, left directional, seat, brake lights, headlights, headlight tilt, panel. And panels. Okay, good. So we get a lot in this panel. We'll start working. This shouldn't take long. And then I'll probably take a break. I need to go do my walk. I haven't done my walk in the last couple days. We actually have a little bit of sun today, which is kind of nice. I don't really want to do it when there's no sun. All right, so we'll start with the simple stuff. Do some simple functions. So what I want to do here is I need water sensor too. Let's do that. So what we're going to do here is RPS is the same. RPS is, so I need a regular function block. So I'm going to do RPM. Come on, give me that U. That's X times 60, RPM, done. X times, oh, nope, not that. X plus Z times, and then what are we doing here? I always forget it, so I gotta look up liters gallon. 375. All right, that is now in gallons. Battery. Done. Delta. There's our voltmeter. Done. Dusted. All right, so that is good for now. Let's see. We need to start working on this. So let me try to remember. Park brake. Park brakes. Okay, so let's see. Panels. You know what we can do? We can do this. Let's say you want to shrink this panel down, right? This is a trick. I don't know if it's necessarily a trick, but you can do this. So watch this. We'll go ahead and we have the panels, right? I need to renumber all my panels to do this, but that's fine. And I have seat. What I can do is get rid of the seat. Where you at, seat? Can I just... Not if I do it this way. No, not if I do it this way. Never mind. I was going to say, you could do it this way, but I need to feed back into the panels. If you don't need to feed in the panels, you can plug the seat into the panels. But unfortunately, the seat doesn't have a an input, composite input, so you can't pass through the seat. So we'll leave it as it is. All right, let's start running these up. So this is, one is park brake release. And we'll just knot that to invert it. That will release our park brake. All right, good. That's done. 2 is headlights. Headlights. All right, what is 3? 3 is hazards, I believe. And 1 and 2 will be directionals. All right, so let's see. I want I think it's an XOR. So this will be either directional or hazards. So this will be left, right. And brake lights are going to be, let's see. So that's if brakes are less, if the S key is pressed, essentially we get brake lights. Spots is 4. 3 is hazards. Okay, 3's there. Let's go down like that actually on that one. Try to keep them in line here. I thought I grabbed you, brake light. I didn't. Okay. And what are we at? 4? We get 4 here. All right, spots. That's good. That lines us up there pretty well. All right, good. Water sensor. So what the water sensor is going to do here is where we are here. We're doing, I haven't done speed yet, so I need to figure out speed. So where's my physics sensor? Then I'll go for my walk after this. Where are you, physics sensor? Seat. Seat. Panels. Panels. Headlight tilt. All right, let's see. Physics sensor, I need to see what is linear. I think it's Z. I think Z is forward. So 9. All right, we'll read 9. We'll go function. Let's see. And where is it? It's under conversions. Let's see. 2, 2, 3. Okay. So what we'll do is when we're in the water, it will change over to knots. Is it 4, 4? Yep. All right, that is pretty well set up, I think. All right, so that's pretty well set up for that. So Read the speed. It will convert it to either miles per hour or knots, dependent upon where we are, if we're in the water or not. All right, good. And we're making progress here. And then we need to write them out. So we have panels and headlight tilt. Headlight tilt, what is high beams? Did I put a high beam on there? Let me see. I can't remember if I put a high beam on there or not. Sorry, I'm out of chat again. Brakes, headlights. That high beams are right here. No, that's spots. Okay, high beams we'll put on the seat. So we'll configure the seat. So one is left directional. I already put my hand on the F. Okay. Directional toggle. Right directional. Faster I type, the worse it gets. So I might as well slow down. And then hazards are on the panel. And that way I can just easily jump out of the seat and get them on. We'll do 5 as 3 as high beams. Yeah, we'll do 3 as high beams. High beams. And then maybe I'll do a look spot option on there, but I'm not. Yeah, I might do a look spot option. So that'd be interesting. So high beams toggle. That's good. Okay. And then look spot. All right, so 3 is high beams. Okay. So let's see where we're at here. Seat. That's seat or panel. What is 2? 2 is brakes. Okay. All right. Let's see. What do we need? We need this headlight toggle. Headlight tilt. High beams. What did I just say? It was 3. Where is it? 3 is high beams. 4 spots. Okay. 3 high beam, 4 spots. 3 high beam, 4 spots. Okay. 3 is high beam. What is this? Okay. 3 is high beam. Come on, man. Give me the right one. Low beams. And then high beams is going to be 0. That's fine. Okay. And then that needs to forget what channel that reads out on. It's either 1 or 2. I think it's 2. What we could do is actually read out headlight tilt for the panel to save us space if we needed to, but I think we're good on this panel size. If I don't need to really shrink this. So that is that. RPM and speedo. So RPM, we have. I thought we took an RPS somewhere here. RPS right here. Yeah, it's in here. I don't know where I put it though. Still up there? No, I don't see it. Where is it? Where are you at there? RPS. RPS, 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 RPS. Right here. RPS. Okay. There we go. Speedo is there. And then we have bat. We have volts and bat. Need temp. I don't have a temp input. All right, so let's do this. I don't want to make the panel any bigger, and there's one area where we can fix this. So what we can do is instead of panels out, we'll go like this. I have to change a bunch of numbers, but I'll ride that on panel and get rid of headlight tilt. See what we have here. I'll get this done before I go on my walk. Battery, okay. What am I missing? I just keep forgetting every time I go in there. Fix it in a second. Yeah, engine. I need the engine to be able to read the temperature of the engine. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So where it is headlight tilt, that's going to be an input. engine for engine temp. Okay, that's what I needed. And then that will go in here. Okay. And that's channel 3. So do I have channel 3 anywhere? 3 read. I have a 2 read. We'll take that. And that will read out that. Okay, good. All right, so this is going to have to start on 3. So it starts on 3, and we need 8. No, we don't. We need... That's actually fine. That will work fine. Because we're already up to 5. Okay, so 5. Start at 5. Oh my god. Start at 5, and we want 4. There we go. Beautiful. All right, so that'll work. So this is going to read, let's see, what is 1? 1 is volts, I think. Volts. 2 was temp, I believe. 3 was battery, and then where's my fuel? Why did I put that in a speedo? Who knows? That will go like that. Okay. That works. And then that was my speedo. Did I not get speed yet? Yeah, physics sensor. Where are you at, physics sensor? Speedo right there. Okay. Right above me. There we go. All right, and then this will go... Okay. All right, so why this is going to work is these are all my readouts, and so I'm reading out 1 and 2 to the headlights. And then I don't start till 5 for the other gauges, so I can use channel 1 and 2. That saves me some space. That's good. If I get this in the first shot, it'll be a miracle. Engine. RPS, bridge. RPS. RPM out. I want speed. Water sensor. So when it's in the water, it will switch over to... Yeah, I will switch over to knots. There's the park brake. Port fuel. Starboard fuel. Battery I don't have hooked up yet. Spots. Right directionals. Old brake lights, tops. See, I think I want them opposite that. I want brake lights at the bottom. Right directionals at the top. There and on the side. Then where's left directional? Headlights. Yeah, left directional. You hiding on me? Hiding on me there, guy? Left directional. Alright, are you hooked up? Batteries should be the only one. Let's check all these. All these are connected. Alright, let's give this a try, and then I think I'll go take a breaky. I'll check up with chat after I test this all out. So I've been out of chat a little bit. We're make good progress. Need a nav light button, but that will be turned on by the water sensor, I would say. So, all right, good. So let's go ahead and look at things here. So we have left directional 1. We got a flashy. Nope, I didn't put a blinker in there. So as long as they turn on, we're good, and then I'll put a blinker in there. All right, so big. We get light there. 2. Nice. Then I have hazards here. And they should all be lit, and they'll blink when I turn them on. Blink. Okay, good. Headlights. That's, of course, I forgot to make that a toggle, so that needs to be toggle, but we get lights. So as I hold it, we get lights. Beautiful. Okay, that works. What are you? You are spots. So spots. They're black, so they're probably on, but I can't see because I have not changed their. Why am I not flying? There we go. I have not changed their additive paint yet, so they're probably just black and on. Nope. They're off. Okay. I didn't hook them up. Okay, that's why. I forgot to hook them up. But they're also additive black. So, no, I think I changed the additive. I'm not sure. All right, park brake. Sorry, I'm flicking around. Give me, I keep seeing it for a moment. There it is. Oh, come on, get there, get there, get there, get there, you scum. Come on. I could test it by just driving it, but I'm trying to just look at it really quick. There we go. Brake false. Okay, good. So park brake release works. Let's just double check it on as well. Try not to flick around as much, but I make no promises. True. Okay, good. So that works. What do we have left to do here? I think that was most of it. Let's fix a couple problems here. I want to wrap this up and then go take a break and walkie-walkie. All right, so 2 is headlights, high beams. That needs to be a toggle. Those are fine. Let's check additive paint on these. That's good, so they just need to be connected. Spots. Where are you at, spots? Did I not put a spots? I didn't put a spots on here. No, I did. Right there. Huh. Spots is 4. I just didn't make one, I don't think. Did I make one? Spots right here. It's the wrong one. That's why. It's 4. 4 is why. Okay. And then let's test out the gauges. I need to put the blinker in there too while I'm at it. Can't remember if this is too fast or too slow, so what I'll do is I'll do both of them, and then that way I can pick which one I like better. All right, let's go left directional. Got nothing now. Crap. All right, I put the blinker in the wrong spot probably. All right, it's fine. High beams, or headlights are on. Why is that turning on? No, that shouldn't turn on. No, that's the right button. Okay, then high beams are 3. So 3 is not working for high beams. I gotta look at that. 4 is gonna be the look spots. Okay, I need to figure out what the hell is going on here. Something's up. Okay, so it's working on both channels. It's just why is 4 shifting a gear? That doesn't make any sense to me. But the spots are on. Okay, interesting. I'll have to look at that. That's weird. Brake lights, come on. Brake lights are off. Okay, that works. Directionals do not want to work. I'll have to fix that. All right, so let's go for a quick little drive, test it. That still doesn't do anything. All right, so fuel in gallons, 394 gallons, so we'll do 400-gallon tank. Battery, I don't have hooked in. Volts won't work either. Temp's fine. Speed's fine. Tack is good. Parking brakes on. Good, we expect that. Turn the sounds down. I boosted them to hear something earlier. It will level itself out. It just takes a second. Go. Something is up with 4. I gotta check what 4 is. I hooked 4 up to something, and that's causing it to like do something silly. I'll have to fix that. All right, let me go ahead and do a ready here on the chat, and then I'm gonna go and take my walk. Okay, I was around the VR comment. I would say, yeah, it's Stormworks watts. So it's watts would be a normal readout, and then S watts is for Stormworks. So it's just, you know, instead of doing accurate watts and trying to get it correctly, they're just like, these are our units. So I buy the game, and I see flying fish. What? Today's update. If you check my video out, it's like 2 minutes long. It's pretty much, they just did some bug squashies. That was pretty much it. Bug squashies. It was the minor fixes update was the title of it. That was about it, long and short. And then they're going to announce the next major update and the DLC next week. So that's the big one. How important is a bathroom on a ship? Well, you don't, it depends on the ship. You know, if it's a huge ship that would be out at sea for months, days, weeks, you'd probably want a bathroom. If it is a ship that you go out for a couple hours on, you could probably do without a bathroom. You know, like this ship is a landing craft. The point of it is to bring a vehicle across. So if you have a ferry-sized landing ship, yeah, you probably want a bathroom in there. If you have a small landing craft that just has a pilot house, you don't need a bathroom. You know, it's kind of contingent upon what your plan is. You know, if you know a cruise ship needs bathrooms, a small center console doesn't. You know, so that's kind of the thing. So I wouldn't worry about it if it's small, but it's kind of conditional. You know, if you want to do a door that's closed and locked, but it's labeled bathroom, you know, you could say, oh, somebody's in there. You know, and it lets you RP and you don't have to decorate it. Like there's a lot of ships that on the workshop that, you know, they don't decorate all the rooms because it would be an absolute physics nightmare. And so some of the rooms are locked. You know, the staterooms are locked, and you have a couple bathrooms locked, and then you don't have to decorate in there because the rooms are locked. But if you go in there and it looks like crap because nothing's been done, then, you know, that's, you know, that doesn't look great. All right, so guys, I think I'm going to pull this back. This is working really well. So this will not overheat. If we look at the temp, which is up here now, this will go up to 100 degrees and it will stop. So the new cooling system works really well. I'll get volts in there. Speedo, we're going, this switched over to knots, so we're going 15 knots. And tack is good there. So this is working really well. So they're going to be fun to work with. You know, I know Mountain View just joined. So there's going to be a little bit of seating in here. Not much, but we'll put a couple seats on this side. And then in the back here, we have a bed for sleeping, a medical bed. There's plenty of cabinetry for all sorts in here. Fire extinguishers, a couple mission type doohickeys there. Oh, this is all the med stuff in here. So do that for rescues. Don't have anything in here yet, but here are the 3 cabinets for over here. That will have some more stuff in there. Or not. I will see what I want to put in there. And then these are faked cabinets up top. And go out. Have to be careful I don't fall off. Probably want to put a dead man switch on this. It's tough to do a dead man switch. Not tough, but for example, this vehicle would actually be pretty easy to do a dead man switch because I'm trying not to fall off the back. That's why I keep not doing that. So like say that happened, I've built dead man switches in the past. I'm going to probably do a new player career build series episode on dead man switch. What did I just drop in the... Oh, it's me. It's my body. For a dead man switch. So like all you have to do in this vehicle is you put a player sensor on the outside, so say up here. And then you put one inside, and you need 3. You need one in the cockpit, you need one in the back, and you need one on top or anywhere outside. And so that way, if you're out like this, it will run. If you're in the back room, it will run. If you're in the cockpit, it will run. as soon as you get out, it just essentially shuts off the PID for the engine. It kills the engine. Or it zeroes it. I usually do it, it zeroes it, so it will zero the thrust, the engine will stay running. And the benefit of that is, you know, if you fall off, your boat doesn't continue on. And so especially for a new player career, that's important where, you know, if that were to happen, you'd be in deep trouble. So I think what I'll, maybe, I don't know, I'm trying to think if I put the nav lights on the headlights. Probably not. We'll do a separate nav light button. Let me recall this, I'll save it up, and I think we'll end the stream there. So, glad people are enjoying working on the challenge. That I've been liking looking at everybody's builds, some good and unique ones there. It's always nice to see some unique stuff, some conventional stuff. I like to see both. It's nice to see, you know, some people pushing the bounds, some people kind of sticking more towards normal. It's nice to see both of them. Let's see what I want to do. All right, so let's go ahead and save this up one more time. All right, so I made some good progress on this. So this is, I would say, I don't know, probably 95% of the way to being on the career build series. What I have to do to get it in there is I need to hook up electricity. That's it. So the key switch is going to be switched over, so the key will start the vehicle. So I need to reroute the panel for that. I think I already did that essentially. So like if we look here at the engine panel, I think I already pre-did that. Maybe I didn't. No, because of the radiator. So pump clutch here, real simple. We don't have a pump clutch anymore because we're doing radiators. So we go in here and we would go key. And then now that will accept the key for the vehicle. And so that will start things now instead of the 6 on the seat. So pretty simple switch over there. That will do that. That will also manually operate a relay that will connect our electricity. And then because this is kind of like a camper, what we would want to do is we'd probably want to do a battery system that is for, we do a I'll probably do a backup battery. So just have a breaker, and I might have it in the camper part where if you turn on the breaker, it will give you battery to operate everything. And then that will segregate the main batteries so that only when the ship's gone. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.